All right, let me answer this straight away. This is an interaction I had on Threads, Instagram's Twitter knockoff earlier today. Guy posts, here it is right here, don't need business experience to be a coach, just some applicable knowledge and the ability to teach. I said, of course, that you absolutely do. And here's my argument. He came back and gave me some song and dance about this guy has done it and this guy's done it. All giant people who have blown up 1 in a million figures, not the guys that any of us down on the ground, any of you entrepreneurs, prospective entrepreneurs, business owners currently that are struggling or need some advice. You guys can't get to these guys. You can't get specific with any of these guys. They're out there selling books, selling seminars. Some of what they say has value. Some of it's more about rah-rah and getting you to buy something. The reality is, if you're looking for a good coach, you need somebody with experience. If you are looking for a fitness coach, are you going to spend your hard-earned dollars on someone who has, maybe they were fat in the past and out of shape and lazy and undisciplined, and they learned how to do that in real time with real experience, understanding the agony and the sacrifice that it takes to get there and the disciplines that it takes to be put into place to form that lifestyle? Would you rather have that person, or would you rather have the person who's still out of shape, who hasn't gone through that, who doesn't know how to do those things, who hasn't experienced that and can't take that information and pass it on to you? You can't be sympathetic about people's outlooks. You can't be sympathetic about the things that it takes and the experience that is needed to do these things. You have to live them, in my opinion. If I had to choose between that person out of shape who hasn't done it but is telling me to do it, and the person who has done it and is telling me to do it, why, all things being equal, would I spend money on the person who hasn't versus the person who did? The same is true in business. If you are looking for a mentor, if you're looking for a business coach or a consultant, and again, caveat, I have skin in the game here. I provide these services both on the fitness side and on the business side. So I want to make sure I'm clear and I'm honest about that. But in my early days, I am sitting here having had the career I did as an entrepreneur, buying and selling a dozen companies, because I joined a CEO group, a mastermind group, if you will, very early on, sat and listened to all the 50-year-old guys when I was in my early 30s telling me what to do, took all of that advice, navigated those waters, and got through to where now I am those guys in my 50s. They're all in their 70s now, and I'm the one having lived through hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue and all of the ups and downs and made fortunes and lost fortunes, and I was fat and now I'm skinny and healthy. And I'm trying to pass on that information. Why would anyone in their right mind pay someone who learned out of a book what I can tell you in real world experience? Because I promise you that it's like going to college. You go to college all you want. I've hired 10,000 people in my lifetime, and not one of them did I ever ask what kind of degree they had or what college they went to, because I simply don't care. Be it management, be it VPs in my company, be it presidents of my company, I could care less. It's all about that work ethic and whether or not they are smart enough to do the job. And so that experience that comes with living life and having to navigate the ups and downs is what I want to pay for as a prospective customer to a coach or a consultant or a mentor. Just like I did in my day when I reached out to the guys that were smarter than I was, that had lived through the things that I was living through and about to live through, that had the experience that I wanted, lived and learned, is so much more valuable. And I just sat there and I was quiet and I paid attention. No one coming out of school, no one who has read a book, no one who's taken a seminar can tell you the realities of losing weight, of getting in shape, coming down 100 pounds like someone who has done it, period. There's just not going to. And why would you pay someone who isn't in shape and who hasn't done the things that you want to shoot at? Why would you pay somebody in business and risk your hard-earned money to go after that dream that you have? Why would you risk that hard-earned investment in somebody, all things being equal, who doesn't have any experience versus the person who does have experience? The reality is you wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. And particularly in the world today when it is a fake it until you make it mentality, and the coaching community is again, the barrier to entry on it is so low. You are inundated online with people living these magical dreams about how they're going to help you scale up your business, never having scaled a business. And let me tell you, folks, if you've never scaled a business, You cannot understand what goes into it. You cannot possibly learn all of the different ins and outs that is going to take to navigate very, very treacherous and difficult and complicated waters. You can't understand it emotionally. You can't understand it physically. You can't understand it mentally. You can't even understand it spiritually because it will take the life out of you. There is no way to live that. I don't want to learn how to run a marathon unless I'm talking to somebody who's ran a marathon. Last year, 2 years ago now, when I ran my first half marathon, after weighing 303 pounds, and I lost all that weight, and now I'm in super shape, and I'm ready to, with a broken back and all kinds of other problems, go and run a half marathon after not being able to walk. I went and consulted with someone who's ran marathons. Oh, magic. And the advice that person gave me was significant. That real world, in the middle of it, stop and make sure you eat a banana halfway through, kind of in the dirt advice that helps you get through. I hope this helps. If you're out there looking for, I'm happy to help you. And if whatever your needs are, I'm happy to help you. But please find somebody, and it's hard, you got to do your work, that has actually been there and done what you want to do. That's what I did to find my success and my career, and that's what I would encourage all of you to do. And if you're going to spend your money, all things being equal, spend it on the person with experience. These guys don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to sell you something. Opportunities are everywhere. You got to go get them. Go for a walk. Find yourself a coach, though, if you're going to walk. Maybe they'll teach you how to do it.